Welcome back to Live with Zelda. Today I wanted to talk to you about some of the trends that are happening in real estate, some of the trends and some things that the industry experts are predicting. So what is happening? There are over 3 million licensed realtors in the entire United States of America. That's a lot of realtors, and that's with a low inventory. Everybody always asks me, how's the real estate market? And everybody's thinking, oh, it's great. But I like to tell people, here's the deal. It's like there's one home for sale and 3 million realtors want that one home. So it's great, but it's not great. So it goes both ways. So it's a tough time to be in the business. And that's really my point, is it's a tough time to be in the business. And so when you are looking to buy or sell a home, you want to make sure that you're really bringing in the top producers and the people who can really help you negotiate and through the maze that we're going through at this time. So now is a time that I wanted to look into the future a little bit. And I got I did a lot of research on my own. I also went to industry experts, Mr. Brian Buffini. I went to Mr. Yin, and lots of experts. Wells Fargo also has a lot of great information out there, just to name a few. So there's a lot of real estate gurus out there. They do podcasts, they do blogs, they do this, they do that. So they're all in your ear. But what you have to do is on your own, go through that information and determine what works and what's best for you. Because like everybody else, everybody has their opinions. So there's a lot of information. You have to come to your own conclusions. That's the main thing. So we're living in crazy times right now. We all know that. And there's a new normal. At least it's the new normal, at least for now. So it's now not a time to panic. I always hear, oh, the market's going to burst. We're going to be in a bubble. We're not in a bubble. A bubble was way back when the lenders were giving out loans like they were candy. They're not doing that anymore. They're making sure that if you're going after a loan, you're qualified. They're just not passing them out. So while things might change, I don't think it's a time to panic that the bubble is going to burst. It's kind of like the stock market. It goes up, it goes down. Well, it's a seller's market, it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market, it goes up and down. It's just not time to panic. I remember when the pandemic started and everybody was moving into their home offices and Zoom became really popular. At the time, I didn't realize that Zoom was a publicly traded company, but I found out real quick and I bought the stock. Now, I bought the stock when it was kind of low, and then what happened was things started opening up again, and people thought, oh, you better sell it. Well, why sell it? It didn't go down, and I kept it. Just like in the crash of 87, if you remember the crash of 87, the stock market crashed, everything crashed. It became called Black Friday, and it was the same day that I was closing on my home with my husband, and he goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're buying a house. The stock market's crashing. And I just said, well, we don't need to panic. We aren't selling our stock, so don't worry about it. And of course, we know the stock market bounced back. So again, you have to listen to the information and decipher it for yourself and do what's right for your family. So when the pandemic started, everybody was going to predict that the real estate market was going to drop by 30%. It didn't. What ended up happening was real estate, according to Mr. Buffini, became the new toilet paper. It was like everybody wanted it, and there was none on the shelf to buy. So everybody wanted real estate, and the inventory was horrible. And it's still horrible. It's the lowest inventory we've had in 50 years. That's a lot. So people say, well, I'd move, but I have nothing to buy. Well, that's not true. And, I hear that a lot. I'd move if I had something to buy because look how much money I can make on my house, and I'd have to move and I'd have to spend the same amount of money. Not necessarily. In fact, if you hire the right realtor, they can help you negotiate that so that you're not spending everything, or you're moving up or you're moving down, or you're getting what you need for now. I can tell you that what the people who are winning the multiple offers that we're hearing about, and they're the ones who they're buying a home before they're selling their homes. They're moving into a temporary home, or they're doing leasebacks with their existing home, but they're getting creative and they're doing things like that in order to move on with their life. They are eliminating contingencies. You cannot get a home now if you have to say contingent on selling my existing home. You're not going to get the deal. Okay, that just happens. If you have to say, "Gee, I don't want to forego an inspection," and I never say forego an inspection, but people are doing that to win the bids. Maybe you can lower a 10-day inspection to a 3-day inspection, things like that. But I can also tell you, this is not the time to procrastinate. Before, you used to be able to go out and see 10, 12 homes if you wanted and think about it overnight. Now, if you procrastinate what you're thinking about tonight, somebody else thought about last night, and there's already a contract on it. I've shown homes, I can't tell you, that just became listed in the morning, and by that afternoon, they're gone. I wrote a book with my son. We co-authored the book called 14 Days to Sold. We joke in the house now and say we should rename it 14 Minutes to Sold. And sometimes I think, well, maybe 25, because you have to get back to the office to type up the contract. So homes are selling super fast. And yes, there are still multiple offers. We had a multiple offer on a home that had 26 offers. 26. And it's not always the house that's the highest offer that matters. So there's all kinds of things. Again, those contingencies. Look into that. That's going to help you. So first-time home buyers, last year, they made up 34% of the buyers. And the year before that was 31%. We're seeing another trend. 11% of buyers are multi-generational families. We're seeing younger ones moving in with their parents, or older parents moving in with their children, or they're selling a home and moving in together. I actually have a client that's doing just that. The parents are selling their home. The children are selling theirs. They're selling their home, and they're building a new home. And new construction is having a boom. Back when the bubble burst, there was no new construction. Now it's catching up. So these two families are merging, and it's happening everywhere. Just like another trend we're seeing is, now that people are working out of their home offices, they need 2 home offices, not 1. So that's been a challenge also. But again, people are pulling their funds together to buy that one multi-generational home, and that is what we're seeing happening a lot. 2 generations living in the same home. So nationwide, 15% of the home buyers are buying new construction, compared to 28% in years prior. But again, it's a catch-up game. It is a catch-up game. We're seeing a lot in our area of Northeast Florida. A lot of apartments are going up. They're everywhere. It seems like everywhere you turn. I was looking at the Jacksonville Daily Record just the other day, and it was talking about apartments everywhere. So these are not just trends that we're seeing locally. These are national things. We're in a wild ride environment right now. What I said before was people would go and look at homes and they'd see maybe 12 homes. You'll see 8 now if you're lucky. And you have to just act quick. And I say 8 because sometimes it's like the one you saw this morning and you want to put an offer on this afternoon. It's gone. So on average, 8 homes. So when you're looking at homes and you're thinking about selling your home or even buying a home, you have to choose the right realtor. And that's one who knows how to ask you the right questions to find you the right house. Because your agent needs to listen to you, listen to what your needs are, and listen to what your wants are. And they can locate that, they can negotiate that, they know what to put in that contract to help you win that offer against any other multiple offers there may be. So, and a good agent will stay with you long after the sale. So, like I said, we're still seeing multiple offers. I think we're going to see less of them as the year progresses, probably third quarter, late third quarter, early fourth quarter. The trend has not stopped in the fact that most people list their homes in April, and they will be sold by May. And by sold, I mean closed, because loans aren't taking 60 days to close necessarily. Homes aren't on the market 30 days and 60 days anymore. They are literally on the market very briefly. So in our area, which would be Jacksonville, Nassau County, St. John's, and Clay, the median home prices from 2020 were about $254,900, and in 2021 there was a 16.1% increase, making them $296,000. The prediction is they will continue to go up, but just ever so slightly. So I don't think it's going to be that 16%. So nationwide in 2020 there were about 5.5 million home sales, and this year they're looking to have probably closer to 6 million homes. And again, that is on a national level they're talking. And in our area alone, the median homes that were sold in 2020 to 2021 increased by 11.7%. And the predictions are, again, that it's going to slow down in 2022 by about, but it will increase, and they're saying probably 2%. Now, the experts are also saying that interest rates, you can expect them to go up. And you know that's true because I've already seen that they're going up. Now, maybe they're not going to go up a great deal, maybe from the 3 to the 3.75, but they're going to go up. And that is going to have a trickle-down effect, especially on those first-time home buyers. Because even though that interest rate doesn't sound like a lot, it will knock out some of those first-time home buyers. So those people who are moving up to that first home, it's going to stop them, which may, again, then stop that person who wants to move into they're moving out of the starter home and moving up. But it's not going to affect so much the luxury homeowner who wants to sell their home. They'll still be in great shape. I mean, everything is affecting, it's the trickle effect. It's people want to qualify for the mortgage, but prices of the lumber are being affected. We've seen that all over the news. The appliances are skyrocketed. Not only are they expensive, they're back ordered. Consumer products, I mean, look, the dollar store is no longer the dollar store. It's what, $1.25 store? I mean, it's just happening. Have you been to the grocery store lately? It's mind-blowing how much groceries are costing. So this is going to have one good effect, and that's going to ease up that inventory slightly. So it's not going to be a buyer's market. It's still a seller's market, but it's going to increase our inventory slightly. So that's going to be good. There will be homes that probably have to be sold. Maybe there'll be short sales. Maybe they'll be in foreclosure. But I just don't think it's a bubble. None of the experts are predicting that. So, again, the buyers looking for the luxury homes, I think you're going to be in good shape. But don't take your time. It's still competitive. You don't have time to mull it over. You have to act. And again, if you have the right realtor, you can move without too much stress. So you want to bring in the right realtor to help you negotiate those little nuances that will get you the deal. And again, we're thinking that the feds are going to fast track. They're going to buy less bonds. It's going to cause interest rates to go up. But again, we're looking at this late third quarter, early fourth quarter. What else are they saying? Again, the multiple offers are going to still be there. They're just going to be a little less. I keep talking to you about hiring the right realtor because there's so many realtors out there, or licensed people. They're not full-time. They don't do this every day, day in and day out. So they're not as skilled. It doesn't mean that they don't have some skills, but this is a tough time for getting the deal done. So you want to make sure that you've got the right person. It's not 1, 2, 3 homes and I'll take that one like you see on the television reality shows. It's just not there. It's just a hot market. But this is where the rubber meets the road, where you need to bring in the experts. You want a realtor that's going to meet with you face-to-face, if that's how you want to meet, or they'll meet you through Zoom, text, telephone calls. You want a realtor that communicates with you the way you want to communicate. I know that some of my clients prefer me to text them. Others want me to pick up the phone and call. So you want the realtor who will have a conversation with you the way you want the conversation, not the way they necessarily want to pick up a phone or text. You want them to work the way you want them to communicate with you. So that's really a lot of the stuff that we're seeing. Again, if you are on the fence, now is not the time to be on the fence. There are solutions to whatever problem you may have in your real estate. And these are just some of the observations that I've noticed. You may have noticed some. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm always available. I can be reached at 904-524-5053 or on the web at gozelda.com. And as always, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Go Zelda!